guys, so we have an urgent information coming out. Christmas canceled for US troops surrounding Venezuela. Man. Whew. That hurts. I remember Donald first term. He said we need to bring all the troops back home. Let them be with their wives and, children. Let them come home here to America. Now, I'm not bashing Donald. I'm not. But man, it's just, again, these troops, they want to be home with their loved ones. But again, we're going to see what's going on here. This is another breaking news, another inch closer to a biblical war that could spark right in our backyard in the Caribbean. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. U.S. troops in the Caribbean have reportedly been told they may not be able to go home for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving too, and Christmas, as the White House ramps up its pressure campaign against Venezuela. Southcom, the U.S. Combat Command responsible for South and Central America, is restricting leave over the festive period in preparation for land strike in the region. The news came as General Dan Kane, America's most senior military officer, was dispatched to the Caribbean on Monday. He is set to visit one of the several Navy warships sent to the region. General Kane is one of the architects of Operation Southern Spear, the largest buildup of American military force in the region since the Cuban Missile Crisis, designed to stop the flow of these products, including drugs, into the U.S. The USS Gerald Ford, the world's largest aircraft carrier, arrived in the Caribbean last week, along with its strike group, meaning the U.S. has amassed more than a dozen warships, a nuclear submarine, and 15,000 troops in the region. The stated reason for General Kane's trip is to thank troops for their service ahead of Thanksgiving on Thursday. However, he is also expected to consult with commanders about the Armada's preparations, sources told the New York Times. Now, I heard that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is also out there. I think he's visiting, not Puerto Rico. I think he's visiting Trinidad, if I'm not mistaken. So you got some very important people out there, and I guess they want to be there to show support to the militaries. The U.S. President administration has reportedly been briefed by military officials on a range of options, including strike a military or gov facility and special operation raids. Now, gov officials said that covert operation will likely be the first course of action against the country's president, Nicholas, according to Reuters. The official added that options under consideration included attempting to overthrow him. This is a picture that he's dancing, and it seems like he's trying to do the Donald dance. Donald has that dance where he moves his hands and hips. Well, it seems like Nicholas is trying to copy the same, possibly mocking Donald. Meanwhile, 3 international airlines canceled flights departing from the country after the Federal Aviation Administration warned of a potentially hazardous situation when flying over Venezuela. Hopefully, they're not going to drop a nuke and cause some kind of radiation out there. The flights departing from Caracas on Brazil Gulf, Colombia's Avianca, and TAP Air Portugal Airlines were all paused over the weekend. This decision follows info issued by the US aviation authorities, which indicates that safety conditions in Venezuelan airspace are not guaranteed. And Germany's foreign ministry urged citizens not to travel to Venezuela. Now, the U.S. commander has also signed off on covert CI operation inside Venezuela, while at the same time authorizing fresh back-channel negotiations, according to the NYT. The talks are said to have resulted in Mr. Nicholas offering to step down in 2 years, as proposal the White House rejected. All right. Here's a picture of the U.S. Marine Board, a helicopter on USS San Antonio in the Caribbean Sea. Now, once again, guys, there's a whole bunch of warships out there. And, I mean, we got a lot of stuff out there. And the reason why there's so many things out there is because it's not only a message to Mexico and Venezuela, but I think this is a message to Venezuela allies like Russia and China. So I do believe that's the reason why they have all them stuff out there. Donald is sending a message to them. You better mind your own business. This is not your territory. Even though we get involved in their territory and their personal business, the sleeping giant is built different. The U.S. has been weighing Venezuela-related options to combat what it has portrayed as Nicholas' role in supplying illegal drugs that have taken sleeping giant citizens. He has denied any links to the illegal drug trade. On Monday, U.S. authorities officially designated Nicholas and his allies as members of a foreign organization, potentially opening the door to direct military action in Venezuela. The designation of the gangs, a phrase used to refer to the lawlessness gov officials as a foreign group, could give the Donald administration cover to launch strike against Nicholas' assist and infrastructure inside the country, administration officials have claimed. Here's another picture here of the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier arrived in the Caribbean last week. And they got the picture in the background. You see that, I think that's a B-52 bomber along with F-18s. Man, they're really taking pictures and sending these warnings out. It says here, Venezuela rejected the sleeping giant T designation, labeling it ridiculous lie, aimed at paving the way for a illegitimate military intervention. P. Hegseth, the defense secretary, said last week that the T designation brings a whole bunch of new options to the U.S., but in an apparent effort to dial down the temperature, Nicholas burst into an energetic peace dance at a rally over the weekend, swaying, jumping, and pumping his fist to an electronic sample of him saying, "No war, no crazy war, no, 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 peace, peace, yes, peace." And he's dancing out there. He was speaking English too. He's like, "American students, listen to me, no war, peace." All right, so Nicholas' bizarre bogey bust Lovecraftian moves. Nicholas said he may be losing it. The man dropped a clip kicking off with some awkward dancing in a flashy jacket and Christmas. Well, I don't think they celebrate Christmas. They celebrated Christmas in October. But I'm not going to play this video, guys. I don't know if they have a trademark, copyright stuff. But it seems like he's trying to mock Donald. Because Donald, the way he danced, it seems like he's trying to mock him. Is that a Cybertruck? It looked like a Cybertruck. They transformed that thing into... No, that's not a Cybertruck. But I thought that was a Cybertruck with a machine gun on top of it. Man. Retired Venezuelan generals to Nicholas Time to leave. It's time to leave, dude. You gotta go. A powerful group of ex-military leaders says the regime has lost all moral and political ground and is dragging the country towards disaster just to stay in power. So, retired Venezuelan general is telling Nicholas, go. You gotta go, man. You gotta go. But I won. And not really. But again, you gotta go. The theatrical, I actually apologize about the word, display followed a similar routine last week in which the Venezuelan leader appeared before a large crowd singing John Lennon. What? He was singing John Lennon's Imagine while holding up peace sign. Oh, man. Okay, so John Legend, one of his top song. Donna is planning to talk to Nicholas directly despite the Venezuelan leader being designated head of a foreign tea organization by the US Axios reported. Imagine all the people. Okay, so it signals that the US is not planning an imminent strike on Venezuelan soil or a move against Nicholas, sources told the news outlet. Nobody is planning to go in and, him or snatch him at this point, one official familiar with discussion said. I wouldn't say never, but that's not the plan right now. Since September, the U.S. has launched 21 strikes on boats that the administration claims were, bringing in the product. Now, the president has said intelligence justified the strike, but the administration has not provided evidence of the boats. Now, that's all the information for that, but again, there's some more news here. Kane visit Caribbean as Donald ramps up pressure on Venezuela. So it's not only Kane, but you also have Secretary of War. He's out there. He's really, really sending a message out there. Give me a second here. Oh, hold on. Look at this one. This is Venezuela. They just put out that video. I think it was man, they got a whole bunch of birds in the sky. Wow. If only they could line it up. They need to line that thing up. The Venezuelan Air Force is reportedly conducting a nationwide training exercise today. Wow, with both F-16s. Man, they got them F-16, but those are the 1980s, which is still some very powerful F-16s that we sold them back in the 1980s. And they have, look at this, they have the Su-30, I think those are the Russians, fighter jets, participating in a training operation. Wow. Give me a second here. That's a sign telling their citizens, buckle up, brace yourself, and get ready. Once again, Venezuelan Air Force is reportedly conducting nationwide training exercises today with both F-16 and Su-30 fighter jets participating in a training operation. All right, so and this is what someone posted. I guess is a meme. If this was the U.S. fleet, the sky would look like this for a while. That's very true. All right, so things are really building up out there. I mean, out there in the Caribbean. So It's just a matter of time when things start hitting the fan. Breaking news. This just came out. Venezuela has threatened to permanently revoke the flight permits of several international airlines if they do not resume flights to and from the country by 12 p.m. on Thursday. Wow. Man, things are looking pretty tough nowadays, guys. All right. I would keep it updated with all this news here, guys, but yeah, we are definitely seeing some Thanksgiving, Christmas being canceled. You got some military stuff going on today. Some flights canceled to Venezuela announced. So, Donald is supposed to speak with Nicholas. It hasn't happened yet, but a strike could be underway. We don't know when, but one thing I tell you, there's a lot of stuff happening, and it's leading closer and closer to a biblical war. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check out all the videos I posted today. The link will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.